I'm in the gym and I'm doing bicep curls. I'm on the last possible rep that I could possibly complete, struggling to get the weight up. And I lower it as slow as I can, but it just goes flying down. But then I see something in the corner of my eye. As I'm just about to put my dumbbells back on the rack, I see the three hottest chicks in my entire year watching me. And you know what happened? I did 5 more reps. I felt like I was failing. But then what actually happened is the weight just came flying back up. I found this new level of strength I didn't think was possible. I thought that I had just pushed to failure. If somebody told me to do one more, I don't know if it would have worked. I genuinely had thought that I couldn't do any more reps. In the past, I stopped getting stronger for a really long time. This advice has really helped me. I found it out recently. I immediately moved up an incline dumbbells weight. It only goes up in 2.5 kilos on both sides. That's a really big jump, and I easily moved up. Trick is, you close your eyes and you visualize either girls watching you, or you look around and you think in your mind like, oh, that girl's watching me, and you just like kind of get fired up with that aggression, seeing if girls are watching you. And this other thing, I think about really sad things that have happened, or people that I've gotten arguments or fights with, or just visualizing like any fights has really helped like bring this huge amount of aggression into my weightlifting. Like when you lift weights, you can just be there like lifting the weights, not really caring, dropping it all around. Or you can be there in a really good mood, covered in a hoodie, sweating, hood up, fucking pushing every single rep, dying of sweat. There's this specific level of aggression that you need when you're lifting the weights to like kind of be angry with the weights to actually get a really good workout in. I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. There's this guy who bullied me once. I was thinking about beating the living shit out of him. I know, nowadays you're not really supposed to say that kind of thing. That's what I thought about. I obviously wouldn't do that in real life, but that's what I had in my mind. And it brought so much aggression, anger. It brought so much fuel into my workout. You might think this technique's not healthy. You might have this other belief that it's not good for your dopamine. I don't agree that it's not healthy because I think that we all have these things that we keep on the inside that really make us angry. And a lot of people bottle these things up. We don't share them outwards. Especially as men, we keep things to ourselves because we don't want to look bad. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should open up to friends, but only super trusted friends. But that's a completely different bit of advice. I think it's really healthy to, when you're in the gym, start thinking about all this stuff that makes you angry. Because I remember there was this really good leg workout I had a couple months ago, I think. I was absolutely furious with somebody. Some person was giving me the absolute worst time of my life. Always like ripping into me in front of everyone, always giving me a hard time. I was super pissed. And you know what I did? I went and hit legs, and I hit that leg day with the most weights that I'd ever done on that leg day. Seriously, aggression works. Channel it into workout and you're going to see crazy progress. I genuinely don't think it's unhealthy. And I don't think it's unhealthy because we always have these things in our mind. And lifting weights is like a healthy release when you're pushing yourself. I genuinely believe that I'll be like more mentally stable, like more in control than I'm always in control, but I'll be even more in control by letting out things, by letting out the anger into the weights. Let's say it's a bottle. There's a bunch of rocks, and every time something happens, the bottle fills up with more and more rocks. And one day, when you put too many rocks, the whole bottle's gonna break, and there's gonna be an explosion, and you're gonna lose your temper. And so that's why I recommend that over time, you just have some kind of physical exercise that you take out your energy on. It's a healthy release. I think men need it badly. The other limiting belief you might have is if you're educated about dopamine, when you do something hard, your dopamine goes down, but it goes up afterwards. But when you do something easy, your dopamine spikes up but crashes down below its baseline before. So, you might be thinking, so there's this concept that when you watch David Goggins or motivational speakers, you just spike your dopamine, and that actually lowers your baseline over time. And I agree with this. You shouldn't get your motivation externally. I think that you should be getting your motivation internally. When you generate it with your own brain, you're not spiking your dopamine and giving yourself a short boost. You're just giving yourself a realistic boost. It might spike your dopamine, increase your motivation temporarily, increase your aggression. But you know what it won't do? It won't crash that dopamine baseline below. It won't crash the dopamine below baseline after you've done your first workout or after you've worked out. Because when you were doing these visualizations that made you angry, you weren't overloading your dopamine system. You were seriously just keeping a healthy spike because it was generated from within your own mind. The only reason you get unhealthy spikes to your dopamine nowadays is because external devices and platforms. Trust me, you can't spike your dopamine too badly from just your mind.
Just to conclude, between every set, close your eyes, think about either being in a fight, competing with somebody else, or imagine some other chicks watching you. Between every set, like literally, if you have your dumbbells, you have them on your lap, all you have to do is lean over on top of the dumbbells. Lean over them, close your eyes, and just think about that thing for 10, 20 seconds. Start to do some fast breaths, like that increases the adrenaline. And then do your set, and you'll find yourself that you're so much stronger than you normally would be, just because you thought of something that made you really angry right before. Subscribe.